Fatal Productions, music, podcasts, video. The novel Fatal Equation by Gethyn Jones is published by Amazon as an eBook, paperback and audiobook. It's coupled with a companion album of original songs by Coolstar. In this podcast series, Gethyn talks more about this highly unusual combination of book and album and how it came to life.
Welcome back. Today we're off to the recording studio where Ali Kermey records all his songs with his co-producer Jim Sexton. And we're going to meet the real-life Jim Sexton. As we've discovered in previous episodes, Fatal Equation is much more than your average romance. Music is very much at its heart. Part of the storyline is the account of Ali Kermey's dreams to make a career out of his distinctive songwriting talent. Ali writes a wide variety of songs in contrasting genre, inspired by his passion for 70s and 80s rock and pop music. Heavy rock, country music, ballads, alternative rock, contemporary pop, roots music, you name it, he loves it all. It's also the story of Laura O'Brien's determination to put her vast wealth to good use, and an account of her tragic past. Ali and Laura, two lovable characters, doing their best to survive a series of crises brought on them by cruel, jealous and dangerous people.
I'm moving on from town to town. The road's my only home. I never stayed, always on my way, but there comes a time each day when I look around, I start feeling all alone, wondering where now. Walking, I keep walking, I'm talking to myself till I am through. Calling, I keep calling, I'm begging traveling on my own. No one to say, do things this way, but there comes a time each day when I look around, I start feeling all alone, wondering to myself till I
I'm Gethyn Jones, and I'm the author of the aforesaid Creative Bundle. And over the past couple of episodes, as well as outlining the plot, I've been introducing you to some of the supporting characters. Let's meet another. Not sure you're going to like this bloke very much. Jason Brand has had a pretty tough life. After leaving school and having failed to sit any of his exams, for 3 years he worked for his cousin who runs a heating company, mainly installing central heating systems across Liverpool. He seemed keen at first, but he started to lose interest when he got in with a different crowd from Toxteth. They smoked a lot of weed, so he eventually quit. He never really had a conventional job, nothing longer than a few weeks, so he existed on the occasional burglary, benefits, and working for cash when business opportunities arose. He's had several brushes with the law and as a result has form. He spent 6 miserable months in prison for assault, which he's keen never to repeat. So hooking up with Sean James, one of the big boys, has been a real turn-up for the books and lifted his profile in the community. He just happened to be in the right place at the right time when Sean was recruiting, and he's happy to plod along doing what he's told. He cuts an imposing figure on the street. Most people step back when they see him coming. He doesn't care, and even the scars on his arms and stomach are something he just accepts as part of the life he leads. His teeth braces are a fashion accessory rather than a dental correction. He likes the look. No one else does, and that's pretty good in Jason's mind. He knows there are big plans afoot, and that disastrous meeting that they went to was important, because Sean said so. What's this very dodgy character doing in Ali and Laura's love story, and what's his impact? All I'm prepared to say is that he's there as a result of a very unfortunate sequence of events that no one could have predicted or prevented. Dancing in the Light by Coolstar and Wren. Let's step out of the world of fiction now as we look at the nuts and bolts of recording one of the tracks on the Fatal Equation album. We're off to Quay West Studios, where Ali recorded all his songs with his co-producer Jim Sexton. The real-life Jim Sexton is Nick Bowen, owner of the real Quay West Studios in Gosport, the studio in a church. The title track, Fatal Equation, the song that my book takes its name from, started life as all my songs do, with me doodling on the piano or playing the guitar. So, with Nick's help, we transformed this.
When I first saw your smiling eyes, it was whoa, whoa, here we go. A flash of light so warm and bright, we chased the stars all through the night.
Into this.
When I first saw your smiling eyes, it was whoa, whoa, here we go. A flash of light so warm and bright, we chased the stars all through the night, but we couldn't figure it out. Where did all the passion go? What happened?
It's an old church, about 150 years old, and we've built a studio inside of here. And in the main nave area, it's used as a live room and a big performance area for smaller things for like piano and stuff. Then we've got the main stage, the big lighting rig and big PA system.
So you're not only a recording studio, you're a live gig place as well.
Yeah, an entertainment venue now for like serving the community and people beyond. So yeah, opening our doors for many different things, from comedy to open mics to gig nights and theatre productions as well.
Does this all sort of work with the recording studio as a whole package? Could one or the other exist on its own, or they support each other?
It definitely supports each other as a hub together, and it's by having the studio, it's allowed us to open up and do these things.
What about the studio itself? That was actually designed by you, wasn't it, from scratch?
Yeah, so we got a team involved, this guy in Wales who designed studios, and we told him what we wanted and the space that we had, and he created some in 3D designs showing us exactly what it would look like, then all the drawings and so on from there, and and we started building it ourselves.
Are you a Christian recording studio by any chance?
Absolutely not. The question that is always asked is it still a church? Well, it is still a church, and you can get married and have a funeral here and all those things, but it rarely happens, and it's only for like families that tend to have been to this church when it was an operating church, so very few and far between. I think we've had one funeral in the last 2 years.
From the boomy room of the actual church itself, let's go into the studio, which is of course completely soundproofed. But you do actually have a fantastic view of the church because you've got panoramic windows here, haven't you?
Yeah, there's lots of light that's coming in. It's definitely a step up from our old studio where it was like a cave. It looked great, a lot smaller, but no natural light, as you probably remember, at all. So
yeah.
The only light that was when you opened the front door. But here we've got panoramic views of the front, all the church windows letting the light in. It's lovely view.
And good for creativity, I would assume, as well. People must like it when they play here.
Oh yeah, for sure. When they walk in here, they're just automatically inspired, and they love the studio, and lots of places and space around to chill out and just do some bits. If someone else is in the studio doing a part, like a drum or something, they can just go chill elsewhere. We've got the front area, which is a bar, cafe area as well.
We've been recording the songs for Fatal Equation over, 3 or 4 years. The kind of music that I've been bringing to you, it's a bit different from what you normally record here, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely do a diverse mix here, but this is obviously a lot of it leans towards the more classic songwriting styles, but then we add more sort of modern productions with it. But it's definitely been a fun project and taught me a lot myself that I didn't know about certain areas of music, for sure.
But you're actually quite, familiar with the kind of older music, aren't you? You grew up with that.
Yeah, I grew up with that with my dad and stuff, and always had a love for the older style music, but never really been able to have the opportunity to work with that sort of music, where I work with a lot more younger people doing more modern sort of rock pop stuff.
I'm pleased that I've just filled a little hole in your life. How wonderful is that?
Yeah, absolutely. It's great.
Okay, well, what we'd like to do now is just play part of the song Fatal Equation, We played the demo earlier on, which was in a very rough state and a very simple state. But what I'd like to do now is to actually take up a section of the song to show people how the song was built up here in the studio. So if we play, starting with the drums, something like that?
Yeah, we'll start with the drums.
Okay.
Here's the drums.
So that was building a song in 5 seconds, which is quite ridiculous. It took an awful long time. How long does it generally take to do a song like this sort of thing?
Oh, it's hard to say really, because with the things like this, there's so many layers to it, and the ideas don't always come straight away. And it's when you go back over things and listen with fresh ears, you get these new inspiration ideas. But I think normally we would tend to work on a song maybe like 4 sessions, I think, on average.
What about Erin? We must mention her because she sings this song. And it was actually you that recommended Erin to me in the first place, because she was a young student at the time, wasn't she?
Yeah, she was at the local college and showed real promise with her vocal capabilities. And yeah, we got her in for the session, and I think we were both like, wow, that sounded amazing. And
I'm pleased to say that Erin has done quite a few songs for Fatal Equation, the album. Anyway, if it's okay with you, let's strip this song back. We heard the drums at the beginning. Let's just take it through how we built the song up.
Yeah, okay. So we started off with the drums. There's quite a lot of drum tracks here. There's like probably about 20 different tracks.
Why do you have so many?
It's all layers. So majority of the drums on this track are programmed, so from samples, and you make the beats yourself, and just different layers and stuff. And with this sort of song where it's quite an anthem song, it's like it needs to be big, so lots of different layers adding different sonic characteristics to the beat. So there's lots of movement going on with certain parts, like reverse parts and like just basic, drum pattern, but with other bits added on top just to give it that movement and, excitement for parts of the song and the transitions.
So what should we add in next?
Let's go for the bass. So bass for this is nothing fancy in terms of the bass line, but we've just gone for something like that we're doing modern pop that just follows the main chord. So we've got a bass and a sub bass to go with that, so it's getting the lows, the super lows, and the low mids where the note sort of sound of the bass is.
And next?
And next we shall add in, let's go for some piano. Again, just chordal, just hitting on those beats. Then after that we'll add in the guitars, which are just playing the chords, nothing overly fancy. Here we are. Then we've got some acoustic guitar, which is just adding more melody, but percussive as well. Then some synth strings that we added in, just like a string pad. And we've got a low pad as well.
What is actually a pad?
It's just like a synthesizer. It's just like hasn't got much attack to it. It's just like a sustained sound really that fills in all the gaps really, and just adds a nice texture without getting in the way of too many things. And then we had a lot of strings to add.
Real strings,
Real
I should
strings,
say.
that's it.
Graham Preskett, take a bow.
Yeah. And some other little synthy parts that just sort of highlight bits.
Okay, well, time to bring Erin in, I think.
Yeah. There's the vocals. Yeah, really, really powerful voice from Erin.
Okay, right.
There we go.
So there we are, folks. That's how a song is put together. A quick guide from from us right now, but you get the idea. Going back to the idea of using sampled sounds, there's a controversial issue still. It will always be as long as musicians are around to play real instruments. What's your stand on using things like, synthesizers and loops and things?
Yeah, I think it's a great thing to have. There's like plenty of like websites now that cater for producers selling like samples and things you buy credits for. It gives so much more idea, and it's not that expensive, and you can find a sample of something that you like, use it as it is, or be inspired by it, cut it up, chop it up, and just mangle it around and create something new with it. And yeah, you can get vocal samples, drum samples, synth samples, melodies, lead lines, so much stuff, and it's just allowed us to have far more tools to our tool belt for sure.
And you're an actual drummer yourself, aren't you?
Yeah, I play drums on many things, and
So how does it feel when you're using drum loops rather than playing?
Easier. It's in time. That's the thing, and it's just good to get those drum loops in there because you can create pretty much anything you want, and just even with like MIDI drums, programming them to get it sound exactly how you want. Whereas something like a real drummer would not be able to play certain things like that. You can have all these extra loops that you're adding in, all this sort of ear candy that catches the ear that just really enhances the track, and it's just. Yeah, I'm all for it.
I'm totally with you on it, otherwise I wouldn't be coming back here. But there will be people who say, yeah, but it's not the same as somebody human playing an instrument. It hasn't got that same feel.
Yeah, that's true to an extent with some things, but with pop music you wouldn't really be able to tell. But something we often do is with like the electronic drums that are all programmed, sometimes we'll add in real drums to that. And that will just enhance things, like, stuff where it really works like human touch. Like on this song, coming out in the middle 8, we've got these snare rolls that I played in. And to get something like that programmed is a bit trickier because it hasn't got that human touch. But adding real drums to electronic drums as layers really, really works well.
So, as you said earlier on, you're just, you're adding to your repertoire, you're adding to the tools of your trade, basically, by using everything and anything you get your hands on, really.
Yeah, that's it. And just whatever gets the song over the line, whatever makes it sound the best it can possibly be, go for it.
I think we could possibly hear the end part where all the instruments are playing, where the strings are a bit more prominent.
Yeah, so we'll come out from the snare rolls from the middle 8.
I think it's interesting also to note that as we were listening to you building it up, or we were building it up, everything sounded quite simple and the instruments weren't actually doing very much individually.
Individually, yeah.
But when you put the whole thing together, you've got to have that vision, haven't you?
That's it. And it's just like, a recipe, really. So singular things that you'd add in something that you're cooking won't necessarily taste that great. But adding to the other flavours and things really creates the overall palette. So that's the same with music. It's everything together, working well together, creating the output sound of the song.
So what is it that drives you, that brings you in here every day? Because it's doing the same old thing over and over and over. Or is it?
It could be seen like that because you are just making music every day, but every song is different. And it all has its challenges that you're doing with it, and it's exciting, especially when you're really into the song and it's building it up and having the vision. And basically, the way I feel of it was like when I'm showing a demo, listening to that, and I then have the overall sound. Within a couple of minutes of listening to it, I've there got the overall sound, the finished thing in my head, and it's then like the race to get from putting the first beat down to getting that sound that's in your head coming out the speakers as the final song.
Now, you've been working all these years mainly for other artists. What about yourself? Do you do stuff yourself?
Yeah, when I've got the time, I release stuff as well. It's mixed between sort of pop really, and some dance stuff, and just other like yourself, getting other people to sing the tracks if I feel their voice is suitable for it. But my job is so creative anyway, for other people's stuff, and I always am included in the creative process. So there isn't really that overall need and burning desire to do my stuff all the time. It's nice to every now and then do it, but only if I've got the time.
But you've got a great voice, as we've heard on some of the songs on Fatal Equation.
So you say, yeah, thank you.
No, seriously. Nick Bowen, thank you ever so much for taking us through how we recorded Fatal Equation, and long live the church, eh?
Yeah, long live the church, thank you.
It was a fatal equation, holding hopes and building dreams. Fatal equation, thinking big and digging deep. Oh, where did it go? Did it go? I don't know. Was it simply a matter of time and place? I thought the love we had was real. It was slow to start but fast to burn. We shared our hearts and bodies. We made big plans together, but we couldn't figure it out. It was a fatal equation, holding hopes and building dreams. Fatal equation, thinking big and digging deep. Oh, where did it go? Did it go? I don't know. Where did it go? It was a fatal equation, holding hopes and building dreams. Fatal equation, thinking big and digging deep. Oh, where did it go? Did it go? I don't where did it go? Did it go? I don't know.
And there it is, the finished thing, Fatal Equation with Erin Newman on vocals. I've saved these next two songs for now. They were both directly inspired by that panoramic view I described in the first episode. You know, the incredible vista from Stokes Bay Beach in Gosport across to the Isle of Wight. A view that Ali Kermey worships in the book and inspires him to write. Both of these songs are worlds apart in terms of style or genre, and that would bring the biggest smile to Ali Kermey's face. Thank you for listening. Perhaps enough to read the book, listen to the album. And I hope you enjoy Ali and Laura's story. And you might even get to love them as much as I do. Here are the tracks then. Ozone featuring Mave, and In Paradise featuring the man we've been listening to today, Nick Bowen.
Come down to the beach tonight. Tie me right. It's time to energize. Look at the island across the bay. It only seems a footstep away. See the sea, she's slowly rising. She'll wash your tears away. Open up your arms and smile. Hold the power deep inside. You'll never have to feel alone when you breathe in ozone. Take a deep breath, hold it there. Count to 5 and come alive. Here comes the wind, she'll surely blow. She'll fill your soul with ozone. Open up your arms and smile. Hold the power deep inside. You'll never have to feel alone when you breathe in ozone. Pick up a pebble to throw in the
Fatal Equation, the novel, is available in various formats at Amazon and other outlets, and the accompanying album by Coolstar is streaming on all major platforms.